Hey, Patrioticus, this is Nick DiMatteo here, patreon.com/music is not a genre. Thank you for being wonderful supporters. And this is for you. If you are not on Patreon, you're hearing this in the wild, in the world, for free. It's because I want you to know what you get at patreon.com/music is not a genre. And also because I was probably excited to do this bonus MXtra for Season 8, Episode 4, which was my first of two parts on Kool the Gang. And this bonus MXtra is me talking about all of the Kool the Gang songs that have been sampled by other artists. And there are many, far more than I realized. Fair warning on two fronts. I'm not going to list all the songs that sampled Kool the Gang because there are well over 2,000. So that ain't happening. And second warning, the list of Kool the Gang songs that have been used for those samples is itself almost 70 songs. So it's kind of long. I'm going to knock through it in a good way, in a way I think you'll enjoy. I am going to name every song that I could find by Kool the Gang that was sampled by anybody. I'd been aware of a very, very small handful of these samples, but nowhere near as many as are on this list. I'm going to name them in chronological order, starting with 1969, and I'm not going to include songs that were sampled by Kool the Gang themselves in later remixes, or if there was something used like one time by an artist that no one's ever heard of. I may not include that, although I even included some of those. As I go, I'm going to name a handful of the more well-known songs and artists that did the sampling, predominantly the artists, and every now and then I'll name a song too. So let's get to it. Starting number one, the title track from the eponymous album, Kool the Gang, 1969, was sampled by the Pizzicato 5. Second song, Kool's Back Again, from the same album, sampled a few times by artists I don't know. Number 3, Sea of Tranquility, from that same album, was sampled a few times, including by D'Angelo. Honestly, anybody to me who samples Kool the Gang has great taste. Number 4, Let the Music Take Your Mind, from the same era, 1969, was sampled over 10 times, including by Ice Cube, and in the song B-Boy Bouillabaisse by the Beastie Boys, which I have to re-listen to now. See if I can pick out the sample. Number 5, the song Breeze and Soul, from the same album, was sampled almost 20 times, including by Public Enemy and Dr. Octagon. Number 6, from the same album, Chocolate Buttermilk, was sampled 65 times, including by Pete Rock and CL Smooth, and by EPMD in a song featuring LL Cool J. Yeah, it's a lot of initials. And number 7, same year, Give It Up, sampled nearly 100 times, including by Eric B. and Rakim on Don't Sweat the Technique, Jeez, and NWA. And number 8, Cool It, Here Comes the Fuzz, from the following year, or 71, I guess, sampled a few times, including by Chuck D and Brand Nubian. Number 9, The Penguin, one of my faves. 1971 song from their live album, was a bonus track. It was sampled once by Ice-T. Number 10, Let the Music Take Your Mind, extended version from 1971, the live version, was sampled around 7 times, including by Daft Punk. Number 11, Doogie, 1971. Again, this is a bonus live, I believe. No, this was the end of, I think, the live at PJ's, I'm going to say. Yes? No? I don't remember. It's almost 10 times, including by Gangstar and Pete Rock and CL Smooth. Number 12, the live version of Pneumonia from 1971 was sampled almost 10 times, including songs that featured Phife Dawg and Pete Rock and Q-Tip. Number 13, Funky Man from 1971 was sampled 30 times, including on Smack My Bitch Up by The Prodigy and on Beck's song Novocaine. Wow. Number 14, Who's Gonna Take the Weight from 1971 was sampled over 30 times, including by A Tribe Called Quest featuring Busta Rhymes, by Public Enemy, and again by Pete Rock and CL Smooth, who seem to have really enjoyed Kool the Gang. Number 15, NT from 1971 was sampled nearly 400 times. What did I say? The song NT by Kool the Gang was sampled nearly 400 times. And that's not the most, I don't think. Yes, it is, actually. Just kidding. It was included, sampled by Nas, Q-Tip, NWA, Snoop, A Tribe Called Quest, and Public Enemy. I mean, that's the song that's been most sampled. Kool the Gang. Number 16, Stop, Look, and Listen to Your Heart, 1972. Sampled twice, including a song featuring Styles P and Q-Tip. Number 17, Making Merry Music from 1972. Sampled twice by Ice Cube and Gang Starr. Number 18, Blowin' With the Wind, 1972. Sampled 5 times, including by Pete Rock. Again. Number 19, Electric Frog. I don't know if it was part 1 or 2, but it was sampled almost 10 times, including by A Tribe Called Quest and DJ Shadow. Number 20, and we're almost a third of the way through this list, Northeast, Southwest, and from 1972, sampled 10 times by No One I Know. Number 21, Funky Granny, one of my faves, 1972, sampled 10 times, including by A Tribe Called Quest, and in a remix of the Beastie Boys song Get It Together, which is one of my favorite Beastie Boys songs. Number 22, Love the Life You Live, from also 72, was sampled over 10 times, including by the Ghetto Boys. Number 23, Music is the Message, was sampled from, again, same year, over 15 times, including by Ice Cube and Queen Latifah. 24, Rated X, from 1972, was sampled over 20 times, including, again, Ice Cube and Queen Latifah. 25, Soul Vibrations, from the same year, was sampled over 25 times, including by Joe Budden, LL Cool J, and A Tribe Called Quest. Number 26, This Is You, This Is Me, one of my faves, 1973. Was sampled once by Shabba Ranks featuring Queen Latifah, again. 77, Father, Father, from the same year, sampled 3 times. 28, title track Wild and Peaceful, 5 times sampled. Again, I don't know the artists who sampled those. Number 29, Good Times from 773, 5 times sampled, including by Cypress Hill, D-Light Theme, the D-Light song, theme song at the beginning of the D-Light album. First one, Ice Cube. Number 30, Life Is What You Make It from 1973, sampled 10 times, including by Cypress Hill. Number 31, Heaven at Once, same year, it was sampled almost 10 times, including by the Fugees and Brand Nubian. 32, More Funky Stuff, was sampled over 10 times, including by MC Shan. Sean or Shan. Number 33, we're about halfway through, people. Hollywood Swinging, famous song, sampled at least 50 times, including by Mace and Old Dirty Bastard. Number 34, Funky Stuff, was sampled over 100 times, including by NWA in the Beastie Boys song Hold It Now, Hit It, and Gang Starr. And over 100 times, it ranks it in the top 5 of most sampled Kool the Gang songs. Number 35, Jungle Boogie, Dillium, was sampled nearly 200 times, including by EPMD. It's the 3rd most sampled song of Kool the Gang. 36, Higher Plane from 1974 was sampled once by Professor Griff. Number 37, Fruit Man, same year, was sampled 3 times, including by the great Jay Dilla. 38, You Don't Have to Change, from 74, was sampled about 10 times, including by Pete Rock, big fan, Kool the Gang. 39, Summer Madness from 1974, sampled almost 300 times. It's the 2nd most sampled song of Kool the Gang, including in Summertime by DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince, including by Ice Cube, Snoop, Gang Starr, Aaliyah, Diggable Planets, Erykah Badu, and Big Pun. Number 40, Mother Earth from 1975 is in the Third Bass song Step Into the AM. And you know I like Third Bass. Number 41, Ride the Rhythm from 1975 was sampled once by The Prodigy. 42, same year, Caribbean Festival, sampled a few times, including by Ice Cube. Number 43, title track Spirit of the Boogie, sampled over 15 times, including by Public Enemy, Notorious B.I.G., and The Killers, believe it or not, in I believe 2017. Number 44, Winter Sadness from 1975 was sampled over 50 times, including by Tupac and Anderson .Paak. So the Pacs. Number 45, Jungle Jazz, one of my faves. 1975 was sampled over 80 times, including by Jay-Z featuring John Legend, Brand Nubian, and Jade. Number 46, Cosmic Energy from 1976 was sampled twice, including by Big Daddy Kane. Number 47, Love and Understanding from the same year, sampled a few times, including by Public Enemy and their polar opposite, Kid Rock. I'd love to see them in a cage match. Number 48, Little Children from 1976 was sampled almost 25 times. 49, the title track to Open Sesame was sampled over 25 times, including by Mobb Deep. Number 50, Summer Madness, the live version from 76 was sampled about 40 times, including by T.I., Dre, and Amory. I like Amory. They're all good. Number 51, A Place in Space from 1977 was sampled once on the Beastie Boys song And What You Give Is What You Get. Number 52, Slick Super Chick. Love that song. Used as the Yo MTV Raps intro, or in the Yo MTV Raps intro. Ed Lover, Dr. Dre, and Ted Demme. Believe it or not. Number 53, Big Chief Funkum from 1978 was sampled once by Talib Kweli with Madlib. Number 54, Stay a While, 78, sampled a few times, including again by Talib Kweli. Number 55 from 1979, Got You Into My Life, was sampled once by Cameron. Number 56 was Too Hot, same year, you know the song, sampled 45 times, including by Coolio. 57, Ladies Night. Oh, I was going to sing it, but then I'm just too damn tired. Over 55 times, including by Lil' Kim and Missy Elliott, Heavy D and the Boys. 58, Take It to the Top, 1980. I love that song. Sampled a few times. I don't know who those people were. 59, and we're almost at the end. Celebration, the famous song from 1980, was sampled over 100 times, including by Boards of Canada and Will Smith, and it is in the top 5. Number 6, Ooh La La La, Let's Go Dancing. It's the other way around. 1981, sampled over 10 times, including by Lady Gaga, and I respect her for that. And that. Number 61, Be My Lady from 1981 was sampled over 20 times. Number 62, Get Down On It, over 90 times, including by Snoop, The Game featuring Ty Dolla $ign, T-Pain, and Girl Talk. And that's in the top 10 for sure. Number 63, Heidi Hi, Heidi Ho from 1982 was sampled about 6 times. Number 64, Straight Ahead from 83 was sampled almost 10 times. Number 65, Joanna from 1983, sampled about 11 times, including Color Me Bad's I Want to Sex You Up, and I believe I Want to Sex You Up was a Frankenstein song because it also, I think, legit stole from a different song. Number 66, Misled, love that song, from 1984, was sampled a couple of times. And I lied, there's actually a couple more than 66, but we're almost done. Number 67, She's Fresh, from the same year, almost 40 times sampled. I don't know any of the artists. Number 68, final song, Cherish, from 1985, was sampled almost 40 times. That is almost 70 songs by Kool and the Gang that have been used in well over 2,000 samples. Hundreds of artists. So conclusions, it's cool that songs of theirs from several decades were used. And the few of the ones I left out from the 2000s because I believe Kool and the Gang used them in remixes and stuff. There were none that were used from the 90s, which seems kind of appropriate, sadly. It's also appropriate that the hard cutoff was 1985 with Cherish. So it was about 17 years of sampled songs. And we were like 18. It's interesting but not surprising that many of these songs are also on my favorites list, which next week's Bonus MxTRA, patreon.com/musicisnotagenre, which you're on if you're seeing this first, is my top 45 Kool and the Gang songs. If you're out in the world, there's a really good chance I'm going to lump those two bonuses together back to back, and that my top 45 favorites might be coming in the next couple of minutes, or actually shorter than that. I haven't decided yet, but if this is a longer episode than you realize because we're at the end, that's why. The biggest takeaway here is that Kool and the Gang are an absolute treasure trove of good grooves and production and beats and chord progressions and melodies and songs and music in general, as evidenced by how many artists respect them. All right, guys, that's my Bonus MxTRA for the week. I'll talk to you next week. Or if I'm using this as the first half of a free giveaway to the rest of the world, stick around in about 3 seconds or so. Patreon, top of Old Smoky. Hello, everybody on Patreon, my lovely supporters and family. And if you are not on Patreon because I'm sharing this in the wild, please go to patreon.com/musicisnotagenre and join that family because we creators can use all the support we can get. And if you've loved what I've done so far that you get for free out in the world with Music Is Not a Genre, please consider supporting. Thank you. By the way, for everyone, no matter where you are. This is the Bonus MxTRA for Season 8, Episode 5, which was my second part of Kool and the Gang, the rest of their career from 1983 on. And as promised, it's going to be my top 45 favorite songs by Kool and the Gang, ranking from number 45 to number 1 with some comments along the way. And I will say my first comment is going to be that this has been a marathon day. This is not the most I've ever recorded in one day. We're talking about 3 hours of talking into a phone. Hi, if you're just listening, I'm waving to the phone camera, whatever you want to call it. And my voice is tired, and I still have more work to do later. So I hope you're enjoying all of this. It's interesting but not surprising that many of my favorite songs are ones that have also been sampled, because I probably have similar tastes to the artists who sampled them. We know a good groove and a good sound when we hear it. I'm not going to include remixes, because that to me is it's kind of a cheat, like especially if Kool and the Gang themselves did it. Yes, they sampled all. Of course they did. And the artists who did the remixes sampled. But I can't really include that as a favorite song because it's not a new song. Even though I loved some of the remixes, frankly. You have to consider Kool and the Gang as 3 bands with several phases, as I said in both main episodes. The first band was their fusion era up until 78. Their second band was when J.T. Taylor joined, so that was through 1987. And the third is everything after, all the changes. I went over in more detail those three eras, and how there were phases within each era. That really, this is a band that's had about 10 phases, which a band that's been around, over 60 years, you can understand that, and recording for, over 55. Thinking of those phases, those eras in particular, you understand how hard it was to do these rankings, because it's like 3 different bands. That said, I did my best to rank from 45 to 1. I know that many of them are as accurate as I could possibly be. Number 1 is as accurate as it's ever going to get, as far as I'm concerned. I also know that you will disagree with me on a lot of things, and I hope you do, because I want to hear from you. Of the 26 studio albums and 2 live albums, the 2 significant live albums, these songs represent 20 out of those 28. The ones that I didn't choose any songs from are in chronological order: Live at the Sex Machine, Good Times, Love and Understanding, Forever, Sweat, Unite, The Hits Reloaded, which barely counts since they just redid their hits, and Kool for the Holidays, which really surprises me. I couldn't find anything good on a holiday album. So let's get to the rankings. Number 45, Bang Bang with the Gang, from the 2007 album Still Kool, which showed they still had creative chops, still had playing chops, and still could deliver a song that moves you, gets you up. Number 44, Color Line, from the failed comeback album State of Affairs in 1996. It should have gotten more consideration, I think. It's a very strong song, very strong production, and I like what the song is saying. Number 43, What's Happening, again from Still Kool. This song should make you want to give Still Kool, their 2007 album, another listen. It's a nice mix of old and new. Number 42, Where to Boogie At, from 2001's Gangland. That's the hip-hop collab. Makes me wonder why this album didn't do better, because it's a damn strong song. It's the best representation of what they did on this album. Number 41 is Sexy Where'd You Get Yours, from 2021's Perfect Union. Yes. So songs from their recent albums that no one knows made it to my top 45 because that's the kind of listener I am. The best thing on their 2021 album, although it was the one that was released as a single in 2016, still fairly recent. Number 40 was Good Time from 2021's Perfect Union. In fact, it's called Good Time 2021. It could easily be in a dance and or modern pop mix. It reminds me of Dua Lipa. Number 39, Night People from 1980's Celebrate. It transcends its standard subject matter to give you a song that's fun to listen to. Number 38, You Can Do It from 1983's In the Heart. Cool hidden gem on that album. You got to listen to You Can Do It. Number 37, All Night Long from Open Sesame, I believe 76, sorry. Disco Fusion Sexy, All Night Long is a good song, and it's not the Lionel Richie song. Number 36, Caribbean Festival, Spirit of the Boogie, 1975. Fun, frothy, fun song, just a good song. And I like this version better than the disco version, even though I usually like disco versions. Number 35, Love Festival from Celebrate, 1980. Just a fun song. Cool chord changes, too. They always had a lot of good chords. That jazz history means they can mess with chords and make them work. Number 34, Cherish from the, Emergency, 1985, right? Was it 85? I don't know. Or 84, whichever one it was. Again, Try to Resist It. Cherish just works. Number 33, Think It Over from 1982's As One. It's a great early ballad, and I think better than Cherish, frankly. Number 32, Slick Super Chick was the only song I really liked on The Force from, I think, 1977. Is the highlight of this album, and it works because it doesn't overthink. It has fun. Number 31, title track from Emergency, was another forgotten hit. The mid-'80s album. Number 30, also from Emergency, Misled. Another somewhat forgotten hit. It was in that period when they could barely do any wrong, and this proves it. Number 29, Ancestral Ceremony from Spirit of the Boogie. I mean, take the ride. Just put it on and just listen. Number 28, Street Corner Symphony from their iconic jazz fusion album, Light of Worlds, 1974. It's the epitome of being equally, how can you be both loose and tight? Amazingly loose and amazingly tight. This song does it. Number 27, Chocolate Buttermilk from their debut album, 1969. It reminds me of very early Chicago, which makes sense. Number 26, Funky Granny from Music is the Message. Was that 72, I believe? It's just super fun on every level. Silly, funky as hell. Number 25, Doogie from Live at PJ's, which I preferred over Live at the Sex Machine, even though Sex Machine was in Philly. Doogie, if they're still doing live stuff like Doogie, I want to see them live. I don't know if they are. Number 4, Take It to the Top from 1980 Celebrate its post-disco awesomeness. Number 23, Big Fun, was one of their hits from 1982's As One. The Have Some Fun. Ah, ha, ha, ha. I love it. And it reminds me of Ain't No Stopping Us Now by McFadden and Whitehead, which I worked with John Whitehead once, but I liked the song before I ever knew him. Number 22, Higher Plane from 1974's Light of Worlds. Some psychedelic elements and the overall tightness and funkiness sell the positive spiritual message. Number 21, Jungle Jazz from Spirit of the Boogie, which was the jazzy improv version of Jungle Boogie. And there's an outro flute solo that I'll just take to my grave. I know I'm a sucker for jazz flute solos. At number 20, we're at the top 20 now, 45. Pretty Baby from 1982's As One. Sounds like a song that could be from Off the Wall. It's really good, and it honestly competes with any post-disco song and might be one of the best, certainly, Kool and the Gang post-disco songs. Number 19, It's All You Need from Everybody's Dancing, which was a tough period for them. Was that 78? It's the best version of them in this period. Makes you feel good. It's a good song. You could see where they were headed. Number 18, Tonight from In the Heart, 1983, is another, I think, forgotten hit, and it's got a cool rock feel. It's always been one of my favorites. Number 17, Hollywood Swingin'. Wild and Peaceful. The brighter, peppier brother of Jungle Boogie. And I feel like the parts of this song have always been greater than the whole for me because there are so many incredible freaking hooks and individual hooks even. In a way, there were times where I didn't even know they were from the same song. Number 16, Open Sesame, title track. Saturday Night Fever also. It was on that soundtrack. It's fun. It's silly. Good playing. Just weird enough to transcend the cliches. You know, they do that kind of a Egyptian sound to the horns, but it's amazing. And plus, I love the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, so I have a soft spot of this song. That's why it's in the top 20. Number 15, the title track to Wild and Peaceful, 73, I believe. Long form smoothness, jazz, flute. Oh, come on. I mean, say no more. Again, kind of reminds me of Chicago. And again, it's why I ranked Wild and Peaceful as my top album of theirs. Number 14, Ooh La 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 Let's Go Dancing from As One 1982. It's a forgotten hit that deserves another listen. It's light, it's frothy, it's exactly what it needs to be. And every time I hear it, it makes me happy. And you can't say that about many happy songs. I can't either. Number 13, Morning Star, Celebrate 1980. It's an instrumental, and it's one of those instrumentals that would have been immediately considered cheesy a year or two later, but I can't stop listening to it. It's one of the small handful of their songs that I put on this year's playlist. It's a kind of song that it starts out, you're thinking, that's fun, it's cool background music, very period specific, but then the more you listen, the more it grabs your attention. It's got depth, and it's got a great trumpet melody. Number 12, The Penguin, which I think was the bonus from Live at PJ's, is incredible funk jazz. Amazing that they had so many great songs in their live albums that they didn't include this one on initially, and that they never recorded any of these in the studio. But they honestly, the recordings are so good, I don't think they needed to for this kind of music. Number 11, Fresh, exciting. So exciting to me from Emergency. You can't resist this one either, no matter how hard you try, and I think it holds up. Which brings us to the top 10. Joanna from 1983's In the Heart. I think the best of their hit ballads. Try to resist it. Doesn't matter. It's still a good song. And one of the best of the glut of songs written with first-person female names back then, like Rosanna and Amanda and all of those. If You Feel Like Dancing from Ladies' Night, 1979, is number 9. It is post-disco perfection. Love the chords in this. You will dance when you hear it. You will. Number 8, though, Steppin' Out from 1981, Something Special. First of all, great falsetto. And I think it's the best of their post-disco songs, their dance songs. Steppin' Out. And it's not the Joe Jackson song. It's an amazing song. Number 7, This Is You, This Is Me from Wild and Peaceful. It's one of the reasons I ranked this album at the top. It's social messaging that works. The song moves. It is an intense song, but it's still funky and fun. And don't quit before the outro, because the outro will blow your mind. Number 6, Jungle Boogie, famous from Wild and Peaceful. I don't need to say much about this. If you don't know it, then I don't know where you've been. It's perfect. And it's sillier than you might remember. Listen for the vocals, the bass vocals. It's fun. You're going to have fun. It's not just the chorus and the horn part. Which brings us to number 5, top 5, Summer Madness, Light of Worlds, 1974. If you want a smooth funk fusion song that you can listen to all day, this is it. I recommend listening to it with headphones. It does not get tired. You can understand why it was sampled so much, including by DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince. Number 4, Celebration. Listen, I don't care that this has been overplayed to death. The older this song gets, the better it sounds to me, and you can't resist the positive feeling. Number 3, top 3, Too Hot from Ladies' Night. It's the kind of song a one-hit wonder would have put out at the time, and it just shows their range and the further success of their reinvention in 1979, I think I said. It's an amazing song. It just is, even though it's longer than you think, and just the jazz guitar, oh, God, it's great. Number 2, Ladies' Night, title track. Of course, it's the perfect reinvention song, and every time I hear it, I'm into it, even though, again, this has probably been overplayed. But because every element of the song works, it's not just a great dance song. It's not just a great written song. It's not just a great, performances and vocals and all of that. It's everything. Which brings me to number 1. I defy you to tell me this is also your number 1. It has been my number 1 for a long time. As you know, my rankings often change for anybody, including my favorite bands. I don't know when this will change, and that is from 1981's Something Special, Get Down on It. I don't know what else to say about it other than everything about it is perfect. And every time I hear it, I want to listen to the whole thing, which is rare. Now, again, we're talking about a band that has had so many eras and phases that how can you put Get Down on It in the same, top 5 as Summer Madness. It's two totally different bands to me in many ways. And some people will put the other one at, before my top pick. But, so you can kind of take my top 10, top 20, whatever, and mix them up. It'd still be amazing. You take the top 45 I just did, and it'd be an amazing playlist. I may do that. You can take 80 of their songs, and it would be an amazing playlist. They were an amazing band, and they still are. But how did I do? What do you think? Were any of your favorites on there? I'm sure some of them were. Were there favorites of yours that I didn't put on this list? And what do you think should have been higher? Or what was too high? Or what shouldn't have been on the list at all? Tell me everything about your, favorites about Kool and the Gang and my rankings and your rankings and all that stuff. Let's have a conversation. Thanks. Talk to you next week.